Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Next Level Barbados virtual open call. My name is Larry Socha. I'm the Public Affairs Officer here at the U.S. Embassy in Bridgetown. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm really thrilled to participate tonight because this is not the everyday for me. Number one, I'm so glad to connect with all of you. This past year and a half, I know, has been some really trying times for the artist community and the creative economy in Barbados and really throughout the region. And I hope that through the vaccination effort and the health protocols, through these efforts, we can really, soon put these difficult days and nights behind us. But secondly, I'm joined tonight by incredible colleagues from Next Level Hip Hop Dance Diplomacy. Excuse me, I shouldn't just say dance, but the Hip Hop Diplomacy Program and the National Cultural Foundation of Barbados. From Next Level, tonight we have Queen Heroine and Kane Smigo. They are the Next Level experts. They've been part of this incredible program, which in less than 10 years has traveled to over 35 countries on 6 continents. Some really incredible stuff. So can't wait to hear what they have to share with all of you tonight. And this would not be possible, of course, without our hosts, the National Cultural Foundation, Alicia Payne-Hurley, Dance Officer, and Andrea Wells, Chief Cultural Officer, who will join us very shortly here. But the Embassy is very lucky now to have a decades-long relationship with this important cultural institution, the NCF, in Barbados, and we could not be happier that they are hosting the first Next Level program of 2021, which is pretty incredible. So we're going to have some brief introductions. This is a program that has a very loose structure. So we want to welcome questions really at any time. If you have any questions, please put them into the comments section. My colleague Nikita is preparing things behind the scenes here, and we'll be sure to answer any and all questions that do come in. So please do type them into the comments section there. And I do want to say too that this is a team effort. Next Level, as I'm sure Kane and Queen will explain, doesn't happen because of just any one individual. It really is a bunch of people and communities coming together. And as I said at the top of this of this program, and in the last virtual program that we hosted here on the Embassy's Facebook page with Dr. Dade of the CDC, there's no faster way to get out of this pandemic than through vaccinations. And so right before this program, I jumped on the GIS website here in Barbados, and it's very easy to locate all of the vaccination clinics and pop-up sites all around the island over the next couple days. So I just want to make a shout out as part of our public responsibility that tomorrow, Carter's in Wilde and in Coverley in Christchurch, there are pop-up clinics there. Friday, they're down at Amir Chicken. Saturday at the Cooperators General Insurance Headquarters in Collymore Rock, St. Michael, as well as Jubilee Gardens right there in Bridgetown. All of these places are going to have a pop-up clinics Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, beginning at 10, going until 3, 4, 5 o'clock. So jump on GIS website, type in the word vaccinations, do a search, and you'll come up with all this good information on how you can keep yourself and how we can all keep each other safe in the days, weeks, and months to come. So with that, I want to say thanks again to the NCF for your partnership in making Next Level happen. We're talking about November 1st through 12th. So it's just a couple weeks away. It's Thursday that we're looking at. Next Thursday will be the day of please do check it out. And with that, we'll turn it over to Alicia. Alicia, thanks for joining.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you, Larry. Welcome to this informational session for the Next Level program. The NCF, the National Cultural Foundation, we are so pleased to be working with the Embassy and Team Next Level to bring this program to you. We'll be hosting the program from November 1st to 12th, 2021. And we want you to be as excited as we are to be a part of it.
I'm not hearing you. I'm seeing Alicia's lips moving. I'm not hearing her. Can you hear me?
Hey, Andrea. Good copy.
Can you hear me?
We hear you coming in, Alicia. Andrea will work with you on audio to make sure that you're looped in.
Okay, great, great. And that was Andrea Wells, the Chief Cultural Officer at the National Cultural Foundation. They're joining in for a moment. As I said, we will be hosting this program from November 1st to 12th here at the plant at the National Cultural Foundation. It's a mixture of genres, and we want everyone to be a part of it. We welcome you. We want you to be excited as we are. We'll be having graffiti art. We'll be having, beatboxing and MCing, DJing, of course, street dance, the entire hip hop culture being represented. And we are happy to share with the Next Level team and learn from the Next Level team. Very excited as I say again, to get to know you guys and for you to get to know our artists who I'm sure will be happy to share and learn from you.
Thanks for that, Alicia. Andrea, did you want to add any comments on behalf of the NCF? I started with a couple words of thanks because this would not be possible without your support.
Only to second Alicia's comments and to say that we're really excited at the collaboration. I think it is something that our young artists would very much look forward to be a part of. Because of challenges with some confirmations, and I mean, we're working between two bureaucracies, we really didn't get to circularize this as widely as I'd hoped to before having it. But, we're here and we're on board and we're actively circulating the information about the opportunity to our communities.
Well, I agree with you. It's a process. So this is all part of an effort. Those of you who opened the Advocate newspaper today saw the fantastic work there on the second page to advertise this program. We've got a lot more coming. So tonight's a night for questions. So I saw Carla give us a little shout out. Good evening, Carla. Thanks for joining. Please, if you have any questions about how to participate in this or who you are as an artist and how you might fit in, welcome all those questions this evening. So thank you, NCF, for being with us tonight. Look forward to your participation in the Q&A. But with that, I want to turn it over to the Next Level experts. Queen and Kane, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having us, Larry. We're so excited to be part of this. Thank you again to NCF. Thank you to U.S. Embassy of Barbados. My name is Queen Heroine. I'm a Juggernaut member. That is a family-based hip-hop group. I'm a lyricist, also known as an MC. I've been a lyricist and artist for over 20 years, not to date myself. It's been some time. I'm also an educator. I've been an educator as well for approximately 20 years. Also, I have taught from pre-K all the way through college. I'm an adjunct professor at Monroe College, currently teaching visual arts as well in Westchester, New York, Mount Vernon specifically. So shout out to my home school there. And we're just, again, so excited to be here. I'm representing Next Level this time around as the site manager for Team Barbados, which I couldn't be more honored and pleased about. And I really can't say enough about how amazing this program is through Next Level. From a creative aspect, from the relationship aspect, the communal aspect, and just a space that allows us to bring who we are as artists, as educators, into spaces to explore the relationship between hip hop and all the amazing aspects of what that means as a culture, and collaborate with others who are that passionate within their own craft. So again, super excited to be here. So just representing my team today, and we have, as mentioned by the NCF, we have an array of different artists who will be covering different disciplines within the program. So we have Aisha, who's also known as the Dancing Diplomat, extremely talented dancer. She'll be covering the realm of dance, the discipline of dance. She's actually a Harvard professor. So, that's high scale. She knows her stuff. She's definitely known for social justice, transformative education, and obviously how that relates to hip hop and also literacy with hip hop as well. So she is part of our team. She's part of this amazing team with Next Level, Team Barbados. We also have Unlearn the World, who is an MC. So he'll be covering the discipline of MCing, aka lyricism. And he's originally from New York, which is where I'm originally from as well. And he's currently living in California. So he kind of reps both locations, New York and California. An amazing, not just MC, but also has a background in beat production and DJing as well, and education as well, with Hip Hop for Change, which is an organization that he's affiliated with. He's the co-host in California. We also have, because it doesn't stop, we have more for you guys. So we have Jara Funk, who is a beat maker, also representing the California area, specifically Oakland. He's collaborated and worked with Stevie Wonder. So this is the level that, you know, we're bringing as far as just the artistry and the passion, the dedication to what we do. So he has worked with Stevie Wonder. He's also worked with Black Eyed Peas. And that's just to mention a few. In addition to that, we have aerosol art, which is represented by Jay Muzaks. Aerosol art is also known as graffiti. It's a specific style within the realm of graffiti. And so Jay Muzaks will be representing that, coming from Texas, originally from Houston, currently living in Austin. He's a phenomenal muralist. So not only does he deal with graffiti work, but he actually does large scale murals. He also deals with mosaic work. And is extremely involved in his community. He has a studio known as Something Cool Studios, in which he's really connected to the community and does educative work. And last but not least, we have a videographer who is part of the team, Mowgli, also representing California. It's like a balance between California and New York. He's a phenomenal photographer, videographer, and also a music producer as well. He has an actual background in audio engineering. And so, you know, again, we're coming with just a great deal of education, a great deal of artistry, and a great deal of passion, humility, and excitement to work and collaborate in Barbados with all of you. So that's our team. And I'm going to pass it off to Kane so he can share some more in regards to Next Level and our story as far as the history and what we've done and moving forward.
Cool. Thank you, Queen. Shout out to Queen Heroine. Always the humble site manager, but it is a beast. You know, the juggernauts. Anyone who knows 90s hip hop and knows, you know, the Lyricist Lounge Volume 1. Shout out to the Lyricist Lounge Volume 1. The legendary juggernaut. So really, really honored to have you a part and lead in this effort, Queen Heroine. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Kane Smigo. I'm also an MC and an alumni of the program. Actually, all of our staff with Next Level are all alums, from our director, Junius Brickhouse, to myself as an MC. I was on the first year of Next Level, to all of our site managers. So we really love this idea of partnerships. We're partnering obviously with the embassy and with the National Cultural Foundation, and on our end with the Meridian International Center. And then all of our on the ground staff are all artists, fellow artists. So we love that this program is for artists by artists. And we're so thankful to have amazing partners in country, because that's really like the core of our program. The strength of the program, I think, is this collaboration and partnership. So a little bit of background. This is actually the 8th cycle, the 8th year of the program. Every year we do at least 5 residencies in 5 different countries. There have been some years we've done more, we've done 7, but these 2 cycles we're doing now, we're doing 5 in all different parts of the world. To every country, we send a group of 4 artists representing some of the elements of hip hop, as Queen mentioned. So it's important to note that every country is a different set of U.S. artists that goes to work and collaborate. So the 4 artists that are coming to Barbados were chosen specifically to come and work in Barbados and work on this program. So that's kind of unique. And again, mentioning that we have, you know, MCing, dance, graffiti, and beat making represented. And our beat maker, Jira Funk, is also a DJ turntablist as well. So he'll probably be incorporating some of that, as Ms. Payne Hurley mentioned. The format of the program is a focus on what we call the Next Level Academy. That's the primary focus. That will be daily workshops, usually around 3 hours. with the same group of participants. So if you're selected to the program, you will choose one of those elements that you want to focus on. So if you're like, I'm a young MC, I like songwriting, I like poetry, I like, I can hop in any cipher and spit bars and I got it. You're going to hop into the class with Unlearn the World, and you're going to study MCing for that 9 or 10 days. And then that program culminates with our culminating event, which will be kind of a concert and showcase, again, in collaboration with the National Cultural Foundation. And that is a showcase of not only what our artists do from Next Level, but all the local student collaborators and local artists that participate in the academy will be creating something together to show all of the amazing work that we've been able to do over those 9 or 10 days. So that's the idea. Now, most of the days we're working on creating art together, learning techniques, learning arts skills that we'll be then working towards and rehearsing for our final performance. But also, I think an important thing to mention before we kind of open up the questions is that we also will have 2 focus days where we'll take a break during that academy. We'll take a break from the daily arts education and creation work, and we focus on 2 other things. So one of those days is our entrepreneurship skill building day, where we'll really be focusing on skills of professional development in the arts. So for folks who are student collaborators in the class that are like, man, I'm trying to take my thing to the next level, I want to build a career as an artist. We know that there are like an infinite amount of ways that folks have success in building a career as an artist, not just going one route. So we talk about things like websites and branding and promotions and licensing your music. And we'll also provide training around how to create a resume, how to create a contract when you're a dancer and you're going into a place and trying to get work. And also the organizational kind of community building piece in that as well. How do you organize and host a regular event? How do you build a hip hop collective that has regular meetings and can tour? So every one of our artists, the cool thing about the program is each one of our artists has a different area of expertise, a different background, a way that they made it work. So they'll be bringing that to the table on that day to share what has worked for them and what has worked for other folks that have found a career in the arts. The second focus day is the conflict transformation focus day, where we really look at doing like activities, interactive conversations and discussions, and giving folks tools to figure out how to engage with, prevent, and transform conflicts, especially those that come up in artist communities. We all know that all artists, we're also all people. So, for example, when you're an MC and you're walking in to record your demo in a studio with a producer you've never met, what are some of the etiquette? What are some of the things to consider to make sure that relationship happens smoothly? So those are some of the things that we'll be dealing with on that day. And the other days we'll be getting down. We'll be learning skills and techniques. We'll be sharing our art, and we'll be creating something beautiful together. So thank you so much again to Post, to the embassy for hosting this, to Larry and Nikita. And thank you very much to Andrea and Alicia for being so generous to work with us and be our partners on the ground. And with that, I guess I'll pass it back to Larry Socha to open up for questions.
Thanks, Kane. I appreciate it. I love programs like this because I walk away and I'm like, I want to start a hip hop collective, and I'm wearing a polo shirt with an embassy seal on it. This is so awesome, and just really excited. So thank you, Next Level. Thank you, NCF. Really looking forward to November 1st. So let's get some of the basics in place. So on applying, Alicia, while we're waiting for Carla and Shara and others to get their questions into the comments boxes, Alicia, how can they contact the NCF to either submit an application or learn more or say, I'm interested?
You can apply by you create a 1-minute video showing us your skill and also telling us why you should be a part of the Next Level initiative. And you can send that information to myself at Alicia, that's ALICIA _ Payne, PAYNE -- Hurley, HURLEY at ncf.bb. You can also look out on all of our social media pages where we'll post flyer later on this week showing you exactly what you need to do. So it's a 1-minute video, doesn't have to be professionally done. Just give us a little bit of what you can do. As we say, get down, throw down, and then tell us why you should be a part of the program. And that's it.
Awesome. So video applications, 1 minute long by next Thursday, October 14th. Everybody or nearly everybody in their house, if you don't have one, has one of these, right? So take out your phone or take out your brother or sister's phone and get down like Alicia said. So thank you for that. Kane and Queen, I know the schedule is still kind of coming together, but in terms of like time commitment, how do you view what's going to happen between the 1st and the 12th of November?
So as Kane mentioned, Larry, the bulk of the program really is centered around the workshops. And so when we're talking about the workshops, it's actually divided up in a sense of educative, sharing what the teaching artists are coming to do as far as their particular expertise, and creating an environment where those skills can be transferred, right? So there's that part of the workshop, which is on the early end. And then towards the second part of the workshop time is really dedicated towards, as Kane mentioned, the culminating event. So at that point, the participants, in conjunction with the teaching artist, will discuss and prepare for the culminating show. So some of it like I said, the early part is really sharing skills, sharing techniques, having these conversations where they're learning particular techniques from the teaching artist. And then the other part of it is the application. So you have the educative part and then the application portion. And that application portion is directed specifically towards the culminating event that happens at the very end of the program, which is the 12th, right? So that's kind of how that's divvied up. And then in between that time, those two focused concentration days, as Kane mentioned, the conflict transformation, and then entrepreneurship. And so those are extremely important days. The conflict transformation also assists with working on collaboration, right? Like collaborative work, how they're going to work together, those participants, because, the beauty of this, again, not only are the teaching artists coming together and meeting new participants, but the participants are meeting new people, right? New artists. And so that conflict transformation day really helps to break the ice with who these artists are locally, living within their own, in Barbados, and fostering different relationships. So it's a layering process, but it's certainly the educative, the application, and then the celebration of what was created together.
Excellent. Thank you. Antonio, glad you're excited. You got a question for us, man? Go ahead and type it in the comments box, or anyone else who's joining the conversation. Please let us know. One of my questions would be, what if you got a super talented person who's interested in emceeing and dance? Is there a way to do both, or you kind of got to pick what you love?
That's a great question. We usually have folks pick one to focus on so that they'll be working with that same instructor all week. But we're working, all of the classes are happening simultaneously and in the same space at NCF, right? So absolutely, there's a lot of cross-pollination and opportunities for collaboration across the disciplines. So we absolutely have folks who sign up for the graffiti class, for example, but they're also dancers. And so when we hop into a cypher, when we're preparing the final, culminating event, there might be a chance for them to hop in a cypher or hop in one of the pieces of dance and get down as well. So we welcome that. I mean, for example, we have this, on some of our artists as well. Gyre Funk, our beat maker, as I mentioned, also has skills as a DJ and turntablist, and he's also a really high level graffiti aerosol artist. So, we might even be seeing that happen with our own team, where some of our members are like, hey, I also do this. I might want to hop in at moments and do that. But in terms of the classes, we try to get folks to at least choose one that they're going to focus on for the 9 or 10 days.
Awesome. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Antonio just made my night. He said he's been dreaming of something like this. So, yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Love that.
Graph artists. Nice.
That's fantastic, Antonio.
Yes.
We need you to sign up so you can.
That's right. Antonio, before you go to bed tonight, make the promise to make your video. All right. Yeah, Antonio, you hit it right on the head. That's our job at the embassy, working with our partners. Are you guys bringing paint? Because we have none on the island. Now, granted, there is a paint company directly next door to the embassy, so we'll be having some conversations. But yeah, we're working on making sure that supplies are well in hand. And then one of the coolest parts, Next Level, is the equipment that you use, and then what happens to that equipment after the program. So, Queen, you want to speak to that?
I'm gonna let Kane hit that one up. Yeah, that's a really important point. I really appreciate you bringing that up, Larry. I think that's some incentive too for the participants.
Yeah, for sure. You know, part of the working with our local partners is when we leave, we'll be donating a good portion of the equipment for the local partners to continue to be able to provide access for local participants, local artists once we're gone too. So it's not like, you're going to learn how to make beats using this hardware and software, and then we're just gone. The goal is for our local partners to be able to continue that work, and for local artists to have access to continue to build. So definitely a key part of the program.
Awesome. Andrea and Alicia, for those of us, although I'm not one of them, who have never been to the NCF, can you talk a little bit about where these workshops are going to take place? And maybe I'm nervous about COVID. I've been vaccinated, but I'm always wearing my mask. I'm nervous about being around other people, though. What's it going to look like if I'm a dancer and I show up because I've been accepted to this program?
Full COVID protocols will be in effect. The NCF has established this as our practice for the last year and a half, whereby wherever we have activities, social distancing is maintained, mask wearing is necessary, with the possible exception of the presenters, depending on what and where and how they're presenting at the given time. Sanitization and temperature checks for everyone at each session, as well as we have determined that 2 of the workshops will be done entirely outdoors under tents set up in our car park. So lots of ventilation and lots of space. We are also managing and limiting the size of classes to keep it manageable. So for those persons who are interested, it's really important that they register early. And if we have higher registrations than our limits, there will be a selection. So those videos have to be really engaging. We're not expecting high quality, but we're expecting applicants to just communicate their enthusiasm and their creativity in that 1-minute video, whether it's dance that they're applying to do or the same aerosol art. We've got some talented visual and graphic artists on the island that I know will welcome this opportunity to work with you, as well as DJs and MCs as well. So we're looking forward to a lot of applicants in our inbox. And I think that the workshop will be, something to be remembered, limited space, no more than 15 persons per workshop. Right, Alicia?
Probably. Hold a second.
That's correct, Andrea. So you have to get in there quickly, and make sure that your video just tells us exactly how excited you are to be a part of the program. On top of that, Andrea, Andrea didn't mention, we have a 60x40 dance studio with windows all around, so great ventilation. And then our Panex space, which is about hat size, also fully ventilated. So our spaces have and approved by the COVID unit. So strict COVID protocols will be in place, as you mentioned before. Our safety is of utmost importance, ours and yours. We're going to have some clean, safe fun. So make sure that you register as soon as you possibly can. And as Andrea said, it's going to be my inbox. That's going to be buzzing with everybody's registrations. I can't wait. 15 slots maximum per each genre, and that's not a lot. I know there are more than 15 dancers, more than 15 graffiti artists out there. So if you want to be a part of this very, very special program, I'm telling you, start recording as soon as the session is over.
Great. Thanks, Alicia. Yes, the goal is to break your inbox. So Antonio and Shara and Carla, please tell your friends. It's really going to be an incredible 2-week Institute residency here in Barbados. Welcome more questions if you got them. We're going to stay on for a couple more minutes here, either for the NCF or for Next Level or for the embassy. Really, again, looking forward to this. I kind of want to ask Kane and Queen from their previous experience moving around the world, hip hop, the American urban feel meets these other countries and cultures. What is that like? What do you find are kind of the commonalities? And then what do you find are kind of some of the surprises that really energize you as artists?
I would say, and I think we both have a lot to share on this, for sure. Kane certainly has a lot more experience as far as his years with Next Level, the program, and just different places that he's traveled to. Myself as an alum with Next Level, I've traveled to Peru. Kane was my site manager at the time. And I think for me, initially, the most surprising thing was, when you're in, your mind state of what is hip hop. So I'm originally from the Bronx, right? The mecca of hip hop, if you will. And so having an opportunity to go and travel to a whole nother part of the world and go to Peru, and see just how invested, committed, passionate, and widespread hip hop is on a universal level, right? I think for me that was the most surprising thing, but in the most surprising, happiest, most pleasurable way. Just to see how it's expanded and grown. And I think it's important to actually see it. That's why a program like this is so important, because we have our own perceptions, we have what we know in our bubble or our environment. But then going into another space, connecting and collaborating with other artists and understanding just how deep the culture is, just how rooted it is. To me, that was the largest surprise, because we didn't enter into a space. And I think this is the other thing that's really great about Next Level. It's an exchange program. So we're sharing what it is that we know, what we're passionate about, but it's also collaborating and connecting with others who are just as passionate. Okay, if not more, perhaps, in certain situations, with hip hop in regards to the culture of hip hop. So that was the most surprising for me, was really just seeing how widespread it was and how much it's grown from a very small space to, again, worldwide. And then the other part of it that's really beautiful is, in Peru, there was a language barrier. We did have, courtesy of Next Level, we had translators. After a few days, I won't say I didn't need the translator, but I will say that there was a sense of understanding. And so what you realize is that through hip hop, there's this universal bridge that happens. And I was starting to understand things that were being said in a whole different language. And I had, again, taught emceeing. But there was this commonality, there was this understanding, and the language became to be blurred from not understanding certain context as far as words, but understanding body language and other elements that were happening. So there was a real beautiful exchange with just both being on the same page as far as loving this particular culture. So there's just so much to say that doesn't fit into the one live episode, other than just so much positivity as a takeaway from this program, both for participants and artists, and really just building relationships.
It's awesome, Queen. I can totally see you being next to a translator and having, a Peruvian say something to you and then being like, no, I got this.
Right. Larry, I was like, I got this. I'm good. I know what that is. They're like, no, but yeah, it was a phenomenal experience for sure.
Awesome. Kane, what about you quickly?
Yeah, I think Queen hit it on the head. Just, I've always been impressed just by, I think we come from this place sometimes where we get possessive over this culture that, like Queen said, in the modern form started in the Bronx. But I think I was really humbled when I first went abroad in 2015, when I was an artist on Next Level. I went to Zimbabwe, and went foolishly thinking, I hope I find some really dope hip hop artists there. I hope they're gonna be some, and like my class was full of MCs, many of whom were my peers, and we were learning from each other. And it just made me realize that this thing may have started in the modern name that it has, hip hop, even though it descends from much older forms. It may have started in the US, but it's definitely no longer just a thing of the US. It is a global thing, and it takes on a different flavor and a different face every place we go. We see the way that it is fused and kind of meshed with local traditional forms of music and dance and visual arts. And so that's what I think makes it the exchange. Is like I come back every time with a whole new approach to my art form as an MC, new rhythms in my head, hearing them in different places with different accents, and just like, I think we feed each other. So I think that's the biggest thing. Is realizing that there really is a global culture and a global community that we're a part of.
No, it's awesome. And I feel just, having lived now in Barbados for 2 years, like there's no more perfect place for this than the Caribbean, where you have the indigenous influence and the African influence, the European influence. I mean, it really is just this mix of cultures and creative expression. So awesome. Thanks for that, Kane. Alicia, I'm going to turn to you, and going back, we have a question here on timing. So I want to make sure we have that out there. What time will the programs begin? But also my larger question for the NCF is, you've worked with many different embassies and international audiences before, and I'm wondering what you have found Barbadians are most eager to share with foreign audiences or visiting artists like Next Level.
Well, yeah, definitely. We are always very excited to share our rich culture. We are a warm people, and we are inviting people, and we have some fantastic indigenous forms that we enjoy sharing with visitors of any nature. So Next Level will be no different. I can say for sure, I think Queen and Kane and the Next Level team will be quite interested to see our version of what street dance looks like, where we also, we blend it along with our local dances. And so that'll be interesting to see, because as we know, hip hop is a part of life. It's a culture. And so as we change cultures in varying places, that too will change. The look of it will change. So that blending of Caribbean folk forms along with dance hall and street dance as you know it in the US creates a very interesting vibe, and I'm sure that you guys will enjoy that. We always share our nation dance, our landship and maypole, which is some of those movements. The guys out there, they blend those movements into the street dance so seamlessly. You wonder if they belong there from the beginning. So I think it's going to be interesting, especially in terms of dance, music as well. We are, as Caribbean people, we are just a mixture of so many things. And so when we apply it to our art, that happens as well, and we always end up with something really nice coming out at the end. But we like to say a pepper pot of things coming out at the end of it. So for sure with the music, for sure with the dance, Andrea is going to jump in, and I know she'll talk about the visual arts, which is her area, and so I think it's going to be a very exciting time, an exciting mixture of all of what we have to offer, and we'll learn and you'll learn, and I think you guys might be doing some landship back in Next Level by the time you've left us.
Wonderful. Andrea?
Absolutely. I just wanted to say that I think landship is the original Bajan street dance. It's our nation dance, and it is very much infused into Barbadian life in ways that many Barbadians themselves don't really recognize. In terms of the visual arts, this program falls perfectly within our independence season. And this year, Barbados is moving to the status of a constitutional republic. And one of the activities that our visual arts desk had recommended from early and has gotten the full support of management is a series of murals to commemorate this particular time in our history. And we have been encouraging our artists to work in innovative ways in outdoor spaces, utilizing reusable, upcycling materials, and fusing traditional approaches to mural art with innovative approaches. So this workshop falls perfectly in the time frame where they're going to be actually getting their ideas together before they start executing 4 commemorative murals. So it just worked out perfectly. You know, everything happens in its time, and certainly the officers are very excited about this. And I think the wider community, especially our younger artists, are very excited about the potential.
Thank you, Andrea. And even the older people are excited about this. Thank you.
We expect to see Larry hip-hopping by the end of those 10 days workshop. He keeps threatening us. We want to see it.
I'm going to have upcycling materials all over my office when I'm done. It's going to be off the hook. Kid, to answer your question, November 1st through 12th, 5 days and 5 days, 1 to 4 p.m. So it's every afternoon. And we are looking for commitment. So we are looking for people who, you know, maybe you got some leave so you can, you know, escape at lunchtime and, you know, take the rest of the afternoon off for those two weeks and to make time to develop yourself professionally and personally and invest in yourself as an artist. So it is 3 hours every day, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, November 1st through 12th. But the more important date, the closer date is next week, October 14th, which is the deadline for these 1-minute videos that you're sending them to Alicia's email, which Nikita's going to put on the bottom of the screen right now. Let's make it explode with some really creative people who are looking to do all kinds of things, make beats, MC, dance, aerosol art, all that good stuff sent to Alicia's inbox. She's the lucky one who gets to see it first. So 1 to 4 o'clock, November 1st through 12th. We are running up against time, so I want to make one last call. If there are any other questions out there about how to apply or who can apply, but super excited again that the NCF is hosting this in cooperation with the U.S. Embassy. Thanks for the dates there now in the chat for everyone to see. Any other questions? So happy that all of you could join us. So thankful to Andrea and Alicia and Queen and Kane for taking time out of their evenings. We're going to be doing more promotion here. We're going to be pushing it out, doing some interviews, getting the buzz going so that by next Thursday, Alicia has to call her IT department because she can't open her email. Anybody else have a question? Great. Well, why don't I turn it over to, you can fight it out, one representative of the NCF and one representative of Next Level to just say a quick goodbye.
We are going to do the cordial thing and let NCF take the lead on this. You know,
Okay.
That's what we do.
Thank you, Queen Heroine. Just wanted to say again that we are really thrilled to be collaborating on this program, which we think will make a positive impact on the artistic practice on the island. We have a lot of very talented artists who are always willing to try new things, to share their knowledge, to exchange, to grow, and to build these contacts. We're particularly thrilled of the training, also including entrepreneurial opportunities and using the arts for conflict resolution. I think that is so necessary. In these times when we're all struggling with the pandemic that is COVID, that has really negatively impacted on the earning opportunities for our artists. We've been encouraging them to use the time to rebuild, to learn, to grow, and this workshop will contribute to that. I think it will also let them see that there's so many ways in which their art forms can serve them in overcoming any dark time in their lives. So I want to thank all of you, the U.S. Embassy, Next Level Institute. Working towards this so far has been wonderful, and we ourselves are looking forward to the workshops. It's great that they're right in our backyard, literally. And so the officers will also play a very close role in facilitating the workshops on site and on the ground. So the only thing left is to encourage our artists to come out in their numbers, make us have a really hard job in choosing the 15 that will take part in each one of the workshops. It really will be something to remember.
Andrea, I had nothing to add. That was beautiful. So excited. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. If you're passing through Wilde or Coverly tomorrow, pop up clinics to get vaccinated. Other than that, everybody else, please stay safe. Get your videos to Alicia, and hope to see you in a couple weeks. Thanks everyone. Good night.